North will not vote for you, Peter Obi, that they would rather vote for a northern candidate. He also talked about the fact that the South...
So guys, before that, guys should take a listen to Peter Obi's response on that thing that was asked. If the Northerners will support him or support a Northern brother, I want you to take a look at a video from a Northerner, a chieftain of APC, what you have to say about Tinubu's regime, and then I'd like guys to take a listen and hear hope to be answered if the Northerner will support him or not.
This budget, they are making it for themselves and their family. That company, Mr. President, gives to 15 trillion. What is the name of the company? Who is the owner of the company? 15 trillion. Without passing through the Senate. And then he achieved another one for buying aircraft for himself, 150 billion US dollars. Then I buy 1.5 billion for himself and his vehicle. Then you expect result, my brother. This 2027 that we are just 47 trillion is for the himself and the National Assembly and their family. It's not for me and you, the poor man. So let's just forget about it. Not even put yourself so that hypertension cannot kill you. Or you have high blood pressure for nothing. They are nothing Oga will offer. Nothing. The project is just for them and themselves. Okay, you ask yourself, you make a project 28 trillion. No road. Commission one road. Now let us see it. Commission the road, let us see, not by TV. Tell us this is what you are doing. And every day, the same Mr. President is new hope. No new hope. Oh, no new hope. From rice from 30,000 to 110,000. Guinea corn from 40,000 from 20,000 to 130. Then you are telling me there's a new hope. Which new hope? Where is the new hope, Oga? Dollar from 450 naira 2023 before you take over. What is the dollar now? Going to almost 1,655 point something. So is there any achievement? As far as I'm concerned, this budget is for themselves and their family. It's not for me and you, the masses. Let us just forget about it and let us hold ourselves. God will take us 2027. We cannot continue like this. You say it's democracy, we agree. But if the democracy, they make the project and they pass the project, tell us this is what I want to do this morning. And let us see it in the ground. But you can't confuse us, you just put it in the paper. We are educated, we are not illiterate. And personally, in democracy, you have freedom of speech. Though I see when somebody speak, they say, me, I don't care for arrest, I don't care to death. It's nonsense. You arrest me, you arrest nonsense. You kill me, it's only one bullet. I don't care about it. What I'm after is the truth. I am in Nigeria, I'm a citizen. So the budget you make is with me and my family and you, another person's family, all my brothers. Where is the road? Is it from the road from east or south or north? None. No road, nothing. And we are still suffering. Then what are we talking about? Say there's a project. Where is the project? We don't have any project. As far as I'm concerned, even formally, when the minister come for works and housing, you go to Kaduna, you go to places, you see me road, wearing steel helmet. You end up wearing steel helmet. All you just go back, focus on that 15 trillion. 15 trillion project, that is why he focus. The other project, they ignore it. This one that they make, we will see the project and we will see what they do for us. And let the Mr. President come and address the nation. My 2 years, this is what I want to do for my 2 years anniversary. I've commissioned so-so road, I've commissioned so-so road, I've commissioned so-so road. And let us see, not by TV or by paper. That is just what we want with the masses of Nigeria. And let the food come down. Mr. President, Christmas is on the corner. How is this a brother going to celebrate their Christmas? Where is the road? From here to Jos. Your chalk sober will pull out before you go Jos. You will take Panadol before you say you are going to Bauchi, Gombe. Even yesterday, about 3 trailers fall in Gombe, Adamawa Road. No road from Gombe to Adamawa, no way. The road have collapsed. From here, when you say you are going from Niger, Bida, Makwa, then you pass out to Ilorin, Oyo, it's the same thing. You have to Lagos. You take off from there, Ore, Okaka, you come back to Okitukuba, you say you are leaving the Okitukuba, enter to Ore, to Bini. Bini to Auchi is a hell. If you are going again from Okene to Auchi, is another problem. From there, if you say you are going to, say you are talking even from Agbo, then you pass out to Agbo, to Asaba, is another problem. So where is the road? The only bridge that we make Buhari achieve is that Niger Delta and Niger Bridge, and that bridge is still standing on it. Then from Onitsha, say you are going to even Oweri, it's another hell. Before you go to Akeja, you will buy tire, or before you enter Imo, you buy tire. Follow to Elele, Edemiri, then you say you are going to Patani, bus out to Bayelsa, the same thing. From there, bus out, enter into you say from Elele, you are going to Imo, you are going to Imo, it's the same thing. From that Elele again, if you take the road, say you are going into a river, the mean Patakot is a big problem. before you even go where you will stop, you know, say your tire maybe end up busting. Before you go Abba Road, you have to change tire. So from Abba, you say again from Imo, you take off just, you come to Abia. From Abia, you go to Abba. Abba, you bust out to Imo. You say you are going to Rivers, it's the same thing. From that Abba again, say you will bust out to Arachuku, you take off to Akwa Ibom, it's the same thing before Cross River. From Cross River, say you are facing this side, say you want to see Benue. My brother, before you come to, before you move to Egep, not even Ecom, Egep, like 2-3 tires don't pull out. There's a place where they are putting iron, where you know say this is a hole. Then you take off up to, again, when you take off from there, you just come to, from that area, say you want to see Ogoja, it's another problem. Then from Bukhara, say you are going to Bandika, is a problem. From that area, say you take off to Boko, or you are going to even Katsina Ala to Wukari to Jalingo, is the same problem. Before you go even the Bali, your vehicle have collapsed. So where is the road? No road. No road in Nigeria with the 28 billion, you will just watch it for nothing. Mr. President, please think twice. You are a human being. As you said, you are Muslims. In Muslim, or Christian, the debted Christian, we know there's repercussion. Anything you do, there's something you will pay there or after. Please address us as a human being, the way you vote. We need you that way, but me, I campaign for you in the APC, and I will convince people. Now, if the people call me and say switch off, I cannot even pick their call. I tell them switch off, try again later. I can't carry their call.
I don't even think the Northerners need anybody to tell them that they should not vote for APC anymore because of the hunger in their land. But right now, I'm going to take a listen and hear what His Excellency P2B answered on that question. We hear the reasons why the Northerners should support P2B in the next election.
Well, the comments from my respected elder brother, Kwankwaso, is the reason why we have 100 million Nigerians living in poverty. The reason why we have 18 million Nigerian children out of school. It is the reason why we have over 55% of Nigerians in under unemployment ladder. It's the reason why we have all the problems, why Nigeria is insecure. Because rather than vote for competence, we will choose to vote for incompetence based on a primitive consideration of ethnicity and religion. By train, is it because somebody from the southeast is in charge? You can't travel from Abuja to Mina by road. Is it because somebody from the southeast is in charge? Yesterday we had an attack by bandits where you can buy food cheaper, you have uninterrupted electricity, in the southwest because they're in power, and in the southeast to fly the Nigerian aeroplane instead of hiring qualified campaign and deal with issue of the problems of the country. There's a lot of problems besieging this country. That's what should be preoccupying us now. So our schools, universities are shut down it will not be based on ethnicity, it will not be based on religion, it will be based on the Nigerian agenda to save this life. It is not about whether this person. I'm appealing to people to vote to save Nigeria. And to save Nigeria is to hire the best. I don't want people to vote for me because I'm from the southeast. I don't want people to vote for me because I'm from south-south, or I'm from southwest, or northwest, or northeast, or north central. I want them to vote for P2B because he's a Nigerian who is competent to start pulling Nigeria out of the mess it is today.
He also said that, the Igbos are on the lower ladder of Nigerian politics. I mean, we keep hearing that word. In fact, when we had the spokesperson of the NNPP, somebody that did speak on behalf of the NNPP yesterday, I think a couple of days ago, if my memory serves me right, that's Alhaji Buba Galadima, he equally enunciated, those views that, it must be the Igbos that, it's on Monday. Yeah, thank you so much. That the Igbos should be the one to be vice presidential candidate. So tell us about everything about this, NNPP partnership and everything. Is it still working or is it dead on arrival?
Well, I'm not going to talk about the alliance because maybe some people are talking about alliance, but I want to look at their comments. Often at time, you see, you work here. often at time we tend to neglect those on the lower ladder. They might be the solution. They might be the solution. And those comments are comments that should not be on the table today, because we have a problem. My candidacy is actually meant to solve those problems, to stop referring those who are higher ladder, because, okay, those who are higher ladder have brought us where we are. Maybe we need those on the lower ladder to be able to deal with it. And that's what, even his comment, let me take about Alhaji Babadima's comment, which you said. He said, I am competent to be the vice president because of my knowledge of the economy. Let me tell you, Nigerian problem is economy. So why do you want somebody who has the people who should be on reserve bench to start the match when, no. He mentioned that I have the knowledge. The Nigerian problem is the economy. It is the economy because people don't have job, because people don't pay. And that is what I'm saying, that I have the knowledge to start pulling these people out of poverty. My candidacy and the team are cutting costs in order to be able to pull Nigerians out of poverty, to be able to reduce. Go and look at it. So it is actually what is telling you what Babadimas said. You've heard other people like Chief Servant in Niger said, everybody said he's...
Fortunately, identity politics is still another show on the Arise News Network, where he said that during your time as governor of Anambra, you wanted northerners working in Anambra to wear only until the intervention of Senator Rabiu Kwakwanso, that you then backed down from that idea. He also raised attire standing on the Nigerian flag. I'd like you to address those two issues.
Well, I will even add that he mentioned issue of my sponsoring IPOB. Check his facts. I've never been in 2017, which I'm sure you referred. I made a comment. I said IPOB and all other agitations are as a result of leadership failure over the years that failed to address the critical areas of development. So it was the creation of the things, we're a creation of government. And I can say today that if I'm in power, I will deal decisively with all agitations through dialogue and through proper leadership. And when I finish that, if there are remnants of criminality in it, I deal with it decisively. That's what is happening everywhere. I followed issue of agitations globally. I do things with studies, and it can be dealt with. On issue of badge and identification, it's a lie. It never happened. And let me tell you, throughout the time I was governor, Kwankwaso never visited me. I can't remember. I probably haven't met Kwankwaso until maybe, I don't know, there are people I met maybe after I became governor or not close to him. You know, he's somebody that I see as a senior brother, respect me, but he never visited me as a governor or intervened on anything. And to tell you why it's a lie, all the commissioners that served with me throughout the time I was in office are from the north. I never had the privilege of having any commissioner from southwest to north. Most of them, if I told them I'm from Kanu, my ADC, Mohammed, is from Kanu. So who will I give the order? Will I give them an order to go and deal with their own people? No, every other person calls his brother, his sister, or his mother. Listen, to be his ADC. My ADC is from Kanu, and we remain close to today. Very, very close. You can go and ask him. I'm not somebody who asks that. On the issue of my son, it is not my son. My son is a professional who is consumed by his... Yeah, let me tell you, I just came back from London. I can't even see my son. He's consumed by her work. He will tell me that, listen, Dad, I like, oh, how are you? How is politicized your campaign? I like what you're doing. To me, I can exchange my messages with my son. My son will tell you, listen, Dad, I don't have time for this. I did this and that. I've stayed in a week in New York. I could not see my son because he was busy doing what he's doing. So he doesn't have time for that. That thing happened in Germany. My son doesn't live in Germany, he lives in the UK.
Okay.
And he's consumed by his work.
Okay.
And I want Alhaji, I can tell him, I'll bet any amount for anybody to prove or say that is my son. He's shorter. He's this, so.
Okay. So let's go to some key issues. Social media was agog yesterday that you had a vice presidential candidate already, Yusuf Datti, Baba Ahmed. I mean, what's your take on that? What's your take on vice presidential candidates? And also, I'd like to ask you, since you're speaking about the issues, you were in Morocco at some point, you were in Egypt, you say you're going to study the power sector. A lot of people are saying, why don't you talk to the stakeholders here? That shows that you're not prepared for this job when you're going around to study.
Okay, well, the issue of vice presidential candidates, we're talking to quite a number of people, and that is really would like to work with. One, I wish I can work with somebody who is much younger because we need to start lowering these barriers of this and bring people, younger people with fresh ideas, with have something to offer than just keep recycling this ourselves and claiming we have been there too for several times, or is our turn, or is that no. We need to start dealing with. So that we're talking to, and we will announce it as soon as we're ready, and which will be very soon. On issue,
so are you confirming? You're confirming that you're speaking to Dati and other aspirants?
There's quite a number of people who are speaking.
Dati might be the person because you spoke
I said, look at what I said. I said, I wish he's the one that's qualified.
Okay, you wish he's the one.
Yes.
So you have a soft spot for him.
Yeah, of course, and a few others, I want somebody who is competent. We need to. I said, I'm building a team.
Okay.
I'm building a team. That team has to be a team that is formidable, a team that cannot take, even from me as president, anything. I want to assemble the type of team I had in Anambra State where, and I said to them from day one, if you agree with me in 3 meetings, you go. That means you don't have your own idea. I want those who can look at my face and say, Mr. President, you're wrong. And you're wrong. Because I don't know everything.
And
I want to learn.
Deal for you. That Yusuf Dati Baba.
Oh yes, of course. If I want people that can come in there and say to me, like, oh, you're wrong, you can't do this. Because that's what we need. We need to save this country. And you can only do that with the team. On the issue of my traveling, let me tell you, leadership and learning is inseparable. If they tell you somebody is doing something well, you go and learn. What are they doing? What are they not doing? And that has taken me, from the time I've started this experiment or getting involved in politics, I've been to 31 countries learning. It is important, it's critical. You asked specifically, I was in Morocco. Why did I go to Morocco? Morocco, just to show you, Morocco is about 36 million. Their export last year was over $50 billion. They don't know this on oil. In our own, with oil included, it's under 30 billion, and we're 200 million. Morocco didn't export any oil. What if the natural resource was small? It was mainly manufactured goods. Vehicle alone was almost 10 billion. In Morocco, Morocco runs the best airport, seaport in Africa, doing twice the cargo tonnage of all Nigerian ports took together. Morocco. So I have to go there. Morocco is doing so well that today, Morocco issues bond, Euro bond, at 2-3%. Nobody can, today in Nigeria, people are skeptical about buying Nigerian bond, even at 14-15%. So a differential of about 10 to 13%. Morocco. I have to go and see what they're doing. I drove from Rabat, the capital, to the port in 3.5 hours. No police, nothing. Straight road, got to the port. You wouldn't even know. You think there's nothing happening in the port. I was there. They viewed the people and everything. That's why I went there. To know what they're doing that we're not doing. You learn. I went to Egypt. Egypt, Vietnam, India deploy the highest, fastest electricity in the past 5 years. And I said, let me start with Egypt. I'm going to go to the other ones. Egypt moved their power generation distribution from less than 20,000 in 2015 to today, 58,000. Those who are asking don't know what that's what they did. You need to go and see what they were able to do. Today, Egypt's power requirement is 30,000 megawatts. Their generation and distribution is 58,000. I want to study who did the plants, where are the contractors, how did they get the funding. I've been able to ascertain. I visited the two plants, went to the company that built it, met with the CEOs, not the small people, the CEOs of the companies that are involved, went to the power holding company of Egypt, met the top people in government who are involved in this, talked a bit with the financiers in Egypt. I've also gone to Europe to meet the financiers. Refine. What you see here is that people go into government and start giving excuses. What I saw when I came in, I want to see everything now, calculate the sources on which I'm going to solve it. So when I go there, I hit the ground running. That's what I did in Anambra State.
People are saying,
in this. That's why I'm going to. I don't want to come there and they said, Fine, I don't want to go there and start giving excuses. The job of a leader is not to give excuses, is to solve a problem. I don't want to be one of those who will be hired, and when I go there...
So after talking to the local people here, that's when you went to Egypt to look for solutions?
Completely.
And the local people here didn't provide any solutions?
No. They have you have to blend all these ideas. They've done their own and everything. Let me give you an issue of security. I was with the IG of police the other day. I asked him this, but I was asking him, because you must solve this thing. There's other people I'm going to talk to, Minister of Finance, Minister of Planning. You have to know all this before you get in there. Not when you go in there, say what you saw. You must see everything before you get there.
So I want to take you back to how you talk to the local people here. Yeah. Tell us why. Because in Egypt, they have the same agreement, don't they, with Siemens, as we have here, Siemens Presidential Initiative in 3 phases, upgrade of our transmission grids, discos, new power stations. It simply has not worked here thus far. Yeah. Why?
Because we're not serious. Period. In its political way, let me tell you, in Egypt, to conceive a power plant from beginning to end, is to say, we're going to, you are Rascom, you are Siemens, we're going to combine, you're going to build this power plant. All the things they need to do lasted 45 days. In Egypt, they put power, security of life and property, education, health, and power as a national security issue. Very simple, because they found out that one of the things that contributed to riots of 2011, 2012, when they did Arab Springs, was power. Small businesses did not have power, so they collapsed. And they contributed to that, and people were unemployed. And that was a problem. So they looked at the education, the children, people, education, all those issues were bundled, and they put it at national, and they're dealing with it decisively. So if you go to Egypt and see what they're doing in education, in health, in security, and everything, give you the issue of the power thing. If you go to the power holding company, on the wall of the CEO, chairman of power holding company, you see all the generations, all of it, all the distribution, utilization. The day I was there, the entire utilization was 27.8 thousand megawatts. Total generation was 52,000. There's organization. So here, we don't have that. It's all stories. They've told me meetings upon meetings. That's why I said I must learn. I'm studying everywhere.
So what I can't be told. You have to actually see it there, observe it, experience it. And
completely. That's why I went to the port. A better port than we have with 200 million people.
Okay. Impact. What would you do about subsidies? Would you remove subsidies? What's the definitive answer?
Well, fine. Our total education expenditure is about 8 trillion. So in 10 years, about 8 trillion. 8 trillion is about 20 of the world. The most too critical, and your expenditure in health and education in the past 10 years is about $20 billion. Go and check the records. And you spent 40 in subsidy.
$40 billion.
40 billion subsidy. Fine, to even add. This is 50% of it. If we had spent the next 20 billion in power, we would have been generating and distributing today 20,000 megawatts
of electricity. We spent 16 billion or 16 trillion thereabout in the facilities. They keep using that 16 billion.
For me,
yeah. I
don't want to deal with the issue of the past. That's what they said, Obasanjo spent. But I'm saying in the past 10 years, and I'm talking about 2010 or 2012 to 2022. Within this period, this is what we have spent in subsidy alone. Yeah. That means subsidy alone would have solved a lot of our issues in education. I can assure you that we'll be growing at more than 4% and would have added over $100 billion in our GDP. So $90 billion. So subsidy of 40, total mismanagement of resources that would have changed the entire norm.
That has been stopping the government from removing subsidy. Remember 2012 Occupy Nigeria protest, Labour, and now you are in the party set up by. That's another argument.
No, let me tell you the argument. Let me tell you, it's people. It is not entirely so. Because, Rufai, if you audit what we are importing and consuming, there's no way it will be this amount. And you have to convince people. Let me tell you why people are against the removal of subsidy. People are against the removal of anything because whenever it's been done, they did not see the benefit. We did privatization. We didn't see the benefit. What we did is that we privatized profits, socialized losses. We did everything we've done. We did other things here that have been done everywhere. If you say you're going to remove this, what are we getting here? The problem you have in Nigeria is that they've removed this, nobody got anything here. So we are going to do it in such a way that it will be transparent. This is the amount of our importation. This is the amount we are going to spend. And if we reduce it or do this, this is what you're going to get. And you deliver that, people will believe you. I've been able to return schools in Anambra State or do things that when I was doing it, people say, no, you cannot do it. Have you go and watch what my former head of service wrote? Stinginess as a strategy of development. He showed how I cut the cost of everything and showed what I used it to do. You must not come and say, we're going to remove this. What are we going to get as a remove? Because of mistrust. Because the whole thing had been embedded in transaction and stealing of, so people don't want to hear it. But you cannot spend that amount of subsidy when your health, education, and pulling people out of poverty suffering.
So you remove subsidy?
Well, like I said, everything has to be, if this is going to happen, this is and no, we have to study. I will remove it, but I have to offer them what would be equivalent of what we are removing.
So your answer on subsidy is yes and
yes,
and
yes.
No. Would you remove subsidy?
Yes, but because because I'm going to use the resources to do something that will benefit. But if I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to remove it.
Okay.
You must be able to on subsidy and spend 50% of that in education and health, even in security. Well, our security budget have not been up to that. Are you saying that subsidy is more important than security of life and property? These are things you must do. You must be able to say, if we keep this, we will not get this. If we keep this, we will not get this. But because of mistrust, I will say that subsidy is a scam. And I still maintain it. So we have to look at it. How much are we importing? Who is consuming it? Why are we going to keep this? And there's so many scams all over the place, including the cost of governance. We're going to look at it. It's not going to be a business as usual. I'm going, and that is why people are telling you, oh, it's good at the economy, it's not good at this, it's not that good, because they know that if I'm at the #1 position, I'll be able to say, no, you can't continue with this. So they want a situation where it will continue, but let Peter Obi be here.
Stay with us. We'll be back with more with Peter Obi. Yes, Mr. Obi. So before the break, we were talking about your field trips, is how I'll call them, because that's an integral part in the ports. How will what you studied over there impact us here, should you emerge as bottlenecks on the roads, infrastructure around the ports, cargo turnaround, issues like that?
Well, cost. This will be decisively addressed to become what is contributing today to our revenue. Ocean is Port Harcourt. After what is Singapore that we pride ourselves managing over 200 billion in dollars. Make it productive. Like I said, the vast land in the north should be farmlands, while Kanu and Kaduna should be able to do. If you drive from Rabat to the seaport in Tangier in Morocco, all you see is farmland.
I don't think there's any doubt why Northerners should not vote for APC, because the reason is clear. You know, the level of hunger, even that Northern APC was crying out that Tinubu made everything worse in his tenure. Just 2 years in office now, everything is now worse. And everything is giving us reasons why it is worse. And then some persons will still not want to the truth. We always love the lies. That's one thing about Nigerians. They like the truth. I don't know, they don't like the truth. They always like people that will come out and lie to them. That's who they like. And that's the reason why Northerners will still be believing that they want to vote for their own brother that have turned Nigeria around in two years, turned it from good to bad. No, from bad to worse. Because when Boy left office, he left it in the bad shape. Now it's in the worst shape, because I can't say this is why bag of rice should be more than the minimum wage. And that's the reason why a bag of rice is around 100,000. Tariff plan too much, data plan too much. Dollar to naira rate too much. Everything inherited was just so bad. But let me get your own views in the comment section. By the way, guys, I'll see you guys in my next video. If you're new, you can subscribe. It's your boy again. Keys on. Stay tuned, guys.